In boxing, we have something called as weight categories. So the boxers are divided into groups according to their weights. So let us say a boxer belongs to lightweight category. He will fight only other boxers in the same lightweight category. He won't fight someone from the heavyweight category. But if a boxer chooses to challenge or fight someone from a heavier weight category, we use the phrase punching above its weight. The term is also used figuratively in occasions where someone or something tries to compete or exert its influence beyond what it is capable of. For example, Britain's role in today's present world is a prime example of a small country punching above its weight. Now, why are we discussing all this in a lecture of time, speed, and distance? It is because the topics that we are discussing today, number one, boats and steams, and number two, trains and tunnels, both these topics are fairly easy topics. But yet, we see a disproportionately large number of questions being asked from these topics in almost every campus placement examination. These two topics are very easy, and yet almost every company has asked questions from these two topics in past 4 years. Hence the phrase punching above its weight. These two topics have much more influence than what they really deserve. So what we'll be doing in today's class is that we'll be putting them back into their weight category. Enough of circumlocution. Let's start with the first topic for the day, boats and streams. As far as the topic of boats and streams is concerned, we need to understand two terms here. Number one, what is a boat? And number two, what is a stream? A stream is any body of flowing water. The only condition is that water should be flowing in one direction. So अगर किसी water body में पानी खड़ा हुआ है, let us say pond, sea, lake, उसको हम stream नहीं मानेंगे. That would be a stationary water body. या फिर किसी water body में पानी दो अलग अलग directions में move कर रहा है. Even that is not a stream. A stream is a water body in which water is flowing in one direction only. A boat is defined as any object which is self-propelled and can move with the flow of water or against the flow of water in a stream. So कोई भी ऐसा ऑब्जेक्ट जो पानी के बहाव के साथ भी मूव कर सकता है और उसके अगेंस्ट भी मूव कर सकता है एक स्ट्रीम में, उसको हम बोट कहते हैं. Now the boat might be a boat, it might be a ship, it might be a steamer, it might be a person swimming up and down the river. It might be a crocodile swimming up and down the river. So boat is basically any object which is self-propelled and can move with the flow of water and against the flow of water. Let us understand what we are discussing here using a simple diagram. Let us say that this is a river that we have, and in this river the water is flowing at r kilometers per hour. Along with this river we also have a pond. So we have a pond of water. And of course, since it's a pond of water, it's a stationary water body. The water in this pond is flowing at 0 kilometers per hour. In this pond, what I have is a boat. Again, boat is defined as a self-propelled object. So basically, this boat can move within this pond on its own. Let us say that the speed of the boat is b. So अभी तक मेरे पास दो चीजें हैं. एक मेरे पास रिवर है जिसमें पानी r किलोमीटर पर आवर की स्पीड पे एक डायरेक्शन में बह रहा है, और एक मेरे पास पॉन्ड है जिसमें ऑब्वियसली पानी स्टेशनरी है, पानी मूव नहीं कर रहा. और इस पॉन्ड के अंदर मेरे पास एक बोट है जो अपने आप 20 किलोमीटर पर आवर की स्पीड पे मूव कर सकती है. अब मैंने क्या किया, मैंने इस बोट को उठाया पॉन्ड में से और उसको इस रिवर में रख दिया. इफ आई हैव प्लेस्ड दिस बोट इन द रिवर, देन कैन आई से टू केसेस एग्जिस्ट. द बोट कैन ईदर फ्लो और मूव विद द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर और इट कैन मूव अगेंस्ट द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर. बोट की अपनी स्पीड b है. अगर वो पानी के बहाव के साथ मूव करती है तो उसकी स्पीड b प्लस आर हो जाएगी. आफ्टर ऑल पानी की स्पीड बोट की स्पीड में ऐड हो जाएगी. और अगर वो पानी के बहाव के अगेंस्ट मूव करती है, अगेंस्ट द फ्लो मूव करती है, तो उसकी स्पीड b माइनस आर हो जाएगी. रिवर की स्पीड पानी की स्पीड में से सब्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएगी. So from here we define two formulas. The first formula is for the downstream speed of boat, which is defined as b plus r, and the other formula is for the upstream speed of boat, which is defined as b minus r. Hopefully we are able to understand this much of theory. Let us take an example to build upon this theory. A boatman who can row at a speed of 15 kilometers per hour rows downstream in a stream flowing at 5 kilometers per hour for 75 minutes and then turns back. In how much time will he reach the starting point? इस क्वेश्चन में बोटमैन का स्पीड मुझे 15 किलोमीटर पर आवर दिया हुआ है और रिवर का स्पीड मुझे 5 किलोमीटर पर आवर दिया हुआ है. So can I say if the boatman is rowing the boat downstream, his speed will be defined as B plus R. So the speed of the boatman downstream ends up becoming 20 kilometers per hour. On the other hand, if he rows upstream, his speed will be 15 minus 5 or perhaps 10 kilometers per hour. Hopefully, अगर हमें पिछला discussion clear था, तो we are able to understand what I am writing here. Next, my question says that the boatman starts from a point and rows downstream for 75 minutes. We all are aware that distance is defined as the product of speed and time. If distance is defined as the product of speed and time, then he is moving downstream with a speed of 20 kilometers per hour for 75 minutes. Obviously, मैं 75 minutes को directly kilometers per hour के साथ multiply नहीं कर सकता. So I need to convert that into hours. So मैंने 75 minutes को 75 by 60 hours की form में express किया. So इसको solve कर लेते हैं. 23 are 60 and 25. So from here I can say that the distance traveled is going to be 25 kilometers. So जो बोटमैन था उसने स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट से 25 किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस डाउनस्ट्रीम ट्रेवल किया. अब वापस स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट पे पहुंचने के लिए उसको यही 25 किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस वापस ऊपर आना है. अब अगर उसको यही 25 किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस वापस आना है तो उसका अपस्ट्रीम स्पीड 10 है, विच मीन्स टाइम टेकन will be a distance of 25 kilometers traveled at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour or perhaps 2.5 hours. Hopefully that was a very easy example and we are able to understand much of the concept here. The main concept that we have discussed so far is that downstream speed and upstream speed is defined as B plus R and B minus R. Let us consider these two equations. What happens when I add these two equations? Well, if I add these two equations, can I say the left hand side will end up becoming downstream speed plus upstream speed, while the right hand side will end up becoming B plus B to B, while R will cancel with minus R. So downstream speed plus upstream speed is equals to twice the speed of boat, from which we derive the speed of the boat as the sum of downstream speed plus upstream speed divided by 2. What if I subtract these two equations? What if मैं first equation में से second equation को subtract कर दूं? Well, the left hand side will end up becoming downstream speed minus upstream speed, while the right hand side में plus b से minus b cancel हो जाएगा, and r में minus of minus r becomes plus r, so r plus r 2r. So from here I get the formula for the speed of the river as downstream speed minus upstream speed divided by 2. Most of the time we will be using these two formulas, the formula for downstream speed as well as upstream speed. However, there are certain questions जहाँ पे हमें downstream speed दिया होता है और upstream speed दिया होता है और हमें directly boat का speed या river का speed निकालना होता है. For those cases, we can use these two formulas. Hopefully, this discussion ends the theory part of boats and streams. Now let's move on to certain serious examples of the chapter. A boat can cover 40 kilometers in 5 hours while traveling upstream, whereas it took 2.5 hours to cover the same distance traveling downstream. What will be the time taken by a log of wood to cover the same distance? The first thing given to me in the question is that the boat travels 40 kilometers in 5 hours. That's a fancy way of saying that the speed of boat is 8 kilometers per hour. After all, we all know that speed is defined as distance by time. So अगर हमें पता है कि speed distance by time है और मेरा question कहता है कि 40 किलोमीटर के distance को हम 5 hours में cover कर रहे हैं, so in a way the speed has been given to me as 8 kilometers per hour. Also, my question mentions that 40 kilometers are traveled in 5 hours while moving upstream. So ये जो 8 kilometers per hour हमारे पास है, this is the speed of the boat in upstream direction. So speed of boat in upstream direction has been given to me as 8 kilometers per hour. Next, my question says that the same 40 kilometers are traveled in 2.5 hours while moving downstream. So in a similar fashion, I can define the speed of the boat in downstream direction as 16 kilometers per hour. Hopefully we are following these 2 points here. Now what we have here is the upstream speed of the boat as well as the downstream speed of the boat. और अगर हमें पिछले सेगमेंट का डिस्कशन समझ लगा है, अगर हमें पिछले डिस्कशन का क्लैरिटी है, तो आई कैन डायरेक्टली से यूजिंग दीज टू आई कैन डिफाइन द स्पीड ऑफ बोट एज upstream speed plus downstream speed divided by 2. So 16 plus 8, 24 divided by 2 gets me the speed of the boat as 12 kilometers per hour. Also, I can define the speed of river as downstream speed minus upstream speed divided by 2. So 16 minus 8, 8 divided by 2, the speed of river ends up becoming 4 kilometers per hour. So what we have here is the speed of boat as 12 kilometers per hour and the speed of river as 4 kilometers per hour. My question says, what will be the time taken by a log of wood to cover the same distance? Now, as far as a log of wood is concerned, अगर हम एक लकड़ी के तख्ते की बात करें, is it a boat? Of course not. हमने क्लास की स्टार्टिंग में समझा था that boat is defined as a self-propelled object, एक ऐसा ऑब्जेक्ट जो खुद मूव कर सकता है. अगर हम एक लकड़ी के पीस को, एक लकड़ी के तख्ते को, एक लॉग ऑफ वुड को स्टेशनरी वाटर बॉडी में छोड़ दें तो क्या वो मूव करेगा? कभी भी नहीं करेगा. सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट अ लॉग ऑफ वुड, इट ओनली फ्लोज विद द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर. लॉग ऑफ वुड डज नॉट हैव एनी इंट्रिंसिक स्पीड, इट डज नॉट हैव एनी स्पीड ऑफ इट्स ओन, इट ओनली फ्लोज विद द स्पीड ऑफ द वाटर. So if the log of wood has to travel the same distance, that means if a log of wood has to travel 40 kilometers, it will only travel that distance because the water in which it has been placed is moving. So basically the speed of log of wood is the speed of river. Log of wood 40 kilometers को पानी के बहाव के साथ travel करेगा. Therefore I'll say that log of wood would be covering a distance of 40 kilometers with the speed of river, which is 4 in this case, and therefore the time taken by log of wood to cover this journey or cover this distance will be 10 hours. Hopefully we are able to understand this example. It's not a very difficult example, it's a very basic example, and it helps us understand the use of these two formulas to define the speed of boat as well as the speed of river directly from the upstream speed and downstream speed. Hopefully that was an easy example. Now let's increase the level of difficulty. Let's move on to example 3. The speed of a boat in still water is 10 meters per second and the speed of the stream is 6 meters per second. If the boat is moving upstream and then downstream, what is the ratio of the time taken to cover a particular stretch of distance in upstream direction to downstream direction? The first thing given to me in the question is the speed of boat as 10 meters per second. So मुझे speed of boat 10 meters per second दिया हुआ है. Also I am given the speed of the stream. Let's mark it as R. This has been given to me as 6 meters per second. From here I can directly say that I can define the downstream speed of boat as B plus R, which will be 16 meters per second, and the upstream speed of boat as 10 minus 6 or perhaps 4 meters per second. Next, my question says that what will be the ratio of the time taken to cover a particular stretch of distance in upstream direction to downstream direction. Now what do I mean when I say a particular stretch of distance? It means एक certain distance है, मैंने distance को fix कर दिया है और अब हम ये same distance upstream direction में भी travel कर रहे हैं और downstream direction में भी travel कर रहे हैं. Upstream direction में इस distance को travel करने में जितना time लगेगा उसका ratio मुझे निकालना है उस time के साथ जो इस particular distance को travel करने में downstream direction में लगेगा. So basically distance has been given to me as fixed or constant, and I have to find the ratio of the time taken in upstream direction to the time taken in downstream direction. How should I solve it? I think the answer is already in front of us. What we have is the ratio of speed in downstream direction to upstream direction. इन दोनों को use करके I can directly say that the ratio of speed in downstream direction to upstream direction is going to be 4:1. क्योंकि मुझे upstream is to downstream को compare करना है तो let me invert it and write it as speed in upstream direction to speed in downstream direction as 1:4. Now, if you remember the basic concepts from the lecture 1 of time, speed and distance, the ratio of speeds in upstream direction to downstream direction are given to me as 1:4. What will be the ratio of times? 4:1. Hopefully हमें inverse या reciprocal वाला फंडा याद है. It's an easy question. Let's move on to the next example now. A boatman rows for 3 hours downstream and then 3 hours upstream. In the whole process, he covers a total distance of 12 kilometers. If the speed of the stream is 1 kilometer per hour, how much more time he has to row upstream to reach the starting point? अभी तक हमने जो क्वेश्चंस किए थे बोट्स एंड स्ट्रीम्स में वो इजी क्वेश्चंस थे, फॉर्मूला बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस थे. हम डाउनस्ट्रीम अपस्ट्रीम स्पीड की सिंपली बात कर रहे थे. अगर हम थोड़े से एडवांस क्वेश्चंस की बात करें तो बोट्स एंड स्ट्रीम्स में दो फॉर्मेट के एडवांस क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. एक फॉर्मेट के एडवांस क्वेश्चंस में हमें डाउनस्ट्रीम टाइम के ऊपर वर्क करना होता है, अपस्ट्रीम टाइम के ऊपर वर्क करना होता है, और इन दोनों का हमें टोटल टाइम दिया होता है. सो बेसिकली व्हाट वी हैव इज इन अ क्वेश्चन वी आर गिवन समथिंग जिसके साथ हम डाउनस्ट्रीम टाइम निकाल सकते हैं, वी आर गिवन समथिंग जिसके साथ हम अपस्ट्रीम टाइम निकाल सकते हैं, और उन दोनों को ऐड करके जो टोटल टाइम आता है वो हमें गिवन होता है. देन द अदर फॉर्मेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस इज दैट हमारे पास क्वेश्चन में डेटा दिया होता है जिससे हम डाउनस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन का डिस्टेंस निकाल सकते हैं, अपस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन का डिस्टेंस निकाल सकते हैं, और फिर इन दोनों को ऐड करके हमें टोटल डिस्टेंस का इक्वेशन बनाना होता है. These are the two commonly occurring format of questions in boats and streams. Next, we'll be learning how to solve these two questions or these two question types. If I consider the question at hand, it says that a boatman rows for 3 hours downstream. Just visualize a river. Just visualize a river. So, इस river में इस direction में पानी flow कर रहा है. And as per my question, the speed has been given to me as 1 kilometer per hour. So water is flowing in this direction at 1 kilometer per hour. Now my question says a boatman rows for 3 hours downstream and then 3 hours upstream, covering a total of 12 kilometers. Let us say boatman ने यहाँ से river में नीचे जाना शुरू किया, downstream जाना शुरू किया. Obviously downstream जाते हुए boatman का speed ज़्यादा है, तो उसने एक certain distance travel किया. Compared with the downstream distance, upstream distance would be less. Why? Because अगर नीचे भी हम 3 hours के लिए जा रहे हैं और ऊपर भी हम 3 hours के लिए आ रहे हैं, तो नीचे जाते हुए हमारा स्पीड ज्यादा है, डाउनस्ट्रीम जाते हुए हमारा स्पीड ज्यादा है, हमारा डिस्टेंस ज्यादा ट्रेवल होगा, एंड वाइस वर्सा अपस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन में हमारा स्पीड कम है इसलिए डिस्टेंस कम ट्रेवल होगा. सो लेट अस से बोटमैन ने यहाँ से ट्रेवल करना शुरू किया, वो एक सर्टेन डिस्टेंस डाउनस्ट्रीम आया, अब इसके बाद वो एक सर्टेन डिस्टेंस अपस्ट्रीम आया, और ये जो टोटल डिस्टेंस है, ये डाउनस्ट्रीम डिस्टेंस प्लस ये अपस्ट्रीम डिस्टेंस, इसका टोटल सम मुझे 12 किलोमीटर्स दिया हुआ है. सो बेसिकली व्हाट वी हैव इज अ क्वेश्चन टाइप ऑफ सेकंड टाइप और सेकंड इक्वेशन. इस इक्वेशन का क्वेश्चन टाइप है हमारे पास यहाँ पे. लेट्स वर्क ऑन दिस क्वेश्चन. कैन आई से दैट द डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड इन डाउनस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन, अगर मैं बोट की स्पीड को b मान लेता हूं, तो डाउनस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन का जो डिस्टेंस होगा that will be speed which is going to be b plus 1. बोट की स्पीड को मैंने b माना है, रिवर की स्पीड 1 दी हुई है. Distance traveled in downstream direction is going to be b plus 1 into 3 hours. Distance traveled in upstream direction is going to be b minus 1 into 3 hours. Speed into time gets me distance. और इन दोनों को ऐड करके मेरे पास टोटल 12 किलोमीटर है. अब इस इक्वेशन को सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. सो व्हाट डू वी हैव देन? 3b plus 3 plus 3b minus 3 equals 12. Luckily plus 3 and minus 3 get cancelled, so 3b plus 3b equals 6b. If 6b equals 12, from here I can directly say that b is 2. So speed of the boat is 2 kilometers per hour. Now if the speed of the boat is 2 kilometers per hour, can I say the downstream speed is going to be 2 plus 1 3, and if the boatman rows for 3 hours downstream, he has covered a total distance of 9 kilometers in downstream direction. अपस्ट्रीम स्पीड की अगर बात की जाए तो दैट विल बी b minus 1. So 2 minus 1, the upstream speed ends up becoming 1 kilometer per hour. And the boatman rows for 3 hours upstream. That means 1 kilometer per hour की स्पीड के साथ उसने अपस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन में 3 किलोमीटर ट्रेवल किए. स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट पे वापस पहुंचने के लिए इस पॉइंट से आगे उसको 6 किलोमीटर और ट्रेवल करने हैं. सो जिस पॉइंट पे वो पहुंच चुका है, फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट ही हैज टू ट्रेवल 6 more kilometers to reach the starting point. What is his speed in upstream direction? Well, his speed in upstream direction is 2 minus 1, 1 kilometer per hour. So if he has to travel 6 kilometers more at a speed of 1 kilometer per hour, he would be taking 6 hours more. Hopefully, we are able to follow this example. ये questions थोड़े से peculiar जरूर हैं, but once we understand these two question types, we are able to solve almost every question of boats and streams. Let's move on to example 5 now. Rohit can swim 12 kilometers downstream and the same distance upstream in a total of 5 hours. If the river flows at 1 kilometer per hour, find the speed of Rohit. The first thing given to me in the question is the total time taken. The total time taken is 5 hours. So can I say this question is of the format where I am given the time taken in downstream direction. I am also considering the time taken in upstream direction, and the sum of these two times has been given to me as 5 hours. Furthermore, my question says that the speed of the river is 1. Rohit is an object which is moving upstream and downstream. So I'm just going to assume that Rohit is boat. So if I assume the speed of Rohit as B and the speed of river or the stream has been given to me as 1 kilometer per hour, can I directly say that downstream direction में जो speed of Rohit होगा that will be B plus 1 और upstream direction में जो Rohit का speed होगा that will be B minus 1. अब दोनों ही direction में Rohit 12 kilometers travel कर रहा है. I know that time is defined as distance by speed. So a distance of 12 kilometers is traveled in downstream direction with the speed of b plus 1. Can I say that the time taken in downstream direction will be 12 upon b plus 1? In a similar manner, I can say कि upstream direction में रोहित ने 12 kilometers का distance travel करना है with the speed of b minus 1. So time taken in upstream direction will be 12 upon b minus 1. Now this is the time taken in downstream direction. This is the time taken in upstream direction. Adding these two, we should get 5 hours as per my given question. अब ये एक सिंपल क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन है जिसको सॉल्व करने का जरूरत है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई टेक द एलसीएम इन डिनोमिनेटर्स. सो डिनोमिनेटर्स के अंदर एलसीएम मेरे पास आ जाएगा b square minus 1. This ends up becoming 12 into b minus 12 plus 12 into b plus 12. So this entire thing equals 5. Now plus 12 minus 12 gets cancelled out. So plus 12 and plus 12b, 12b and 12b gets me 24b. So 24b equals 5b square minus 5. इस इक्वेशन को रीऑर्गेनाइज कर लेते हैं. लेट्स टेक एवरीथिंग ऑन वन साइड. सो 5b स्क्वायर माइनस 24b minus 5 equals 0. Now I have to apply the concept of splitting the middle term. So 5 into 5 25. So मुझे minus 25 प्रोडक्ट में बनाना है और सम में मुझे minus 24 बनाना है. So obviously the factors have to be plus 25 and minus 1. So 5b square minus 25b plus b minus 5 equals 0. इसमें से 5b कॉमन आ जाएगा. सो 5b बाहर आएगा, अंदर मेरे पास बचेगा b minus 5. इसमें से हम 1 कॉमन निकाल सकते हैं. सो अगेन आई एम लेफ्ट विद b minus 5. अब ये पूरी इक्वेशन में से b minus 5 को बाहर कॉमन निकाल लेते हैं. सो b minus 5 into 5b plus 1 equals 0. From here we get two values of b. Either b is 5 or b is minus 1 by 5. Obviously b रोहित की स्पीड है. स्पीड कैनॉट बी नेगेटिव और माइनस 1 by 5, राइट. सो ये रोहित का स्पीड नहीं है. द स्पीड ऑफ रोहित इज 5 kilometers per hour. Hopefully we are able to solve this question, but this is not a very reasonably easy choice, or this is not a very reasonably easy method of solving the question. Remember, whenever you get into quadratic equation, it is time consuming. जब भी आप quadratic equation को solve करोगे वो time consuming होगा. मुझे इस equation को solve करना है. Do I have any other easier method of solving this equation without going into the quadratic form? Not directly, but what I can do is that I can do some mental hit and trial. So इस equation को solve करने के लिए मैं थोड़ा सा hit and trial का method use कर सकता हूँ. See, what I have here is sum of 2 times adding up to 5. आमतौर पे boats and streams के questions में what we observe is that things are in integral form or in natural number form only. So अगर ये time plus ये time total दिए दोनों times का addition 5 hours आ रहा है, तो I can start guessing up the answers. For example, I can guess what if this is 4 and this is 1. Okay, so in this equation, let me write this equation here. So in this equation, what I have is this thing plus this thing adding up to give me 5. Now I can start guessing up the values. What if this is 4 and this is 1? Now, in order to make this thing as 4 hours, 12 has to be divided by 3. Now, if 12 has to be divided by 3, B will end up becoming 2. But if B ends up becoming 2, this thing ends up becoming 1 or this thing ends up becoming 12 hours. So अगर मैं यहाँ पे 4 hours suppose करता हूँ तो यहाँ पे 12 hours बन जाता है. However, 4 and 12 do not add up to 5, so this is a wrong assumption. I cannot assume this to be 4 hours. What if I assume this to be 3 hours? If I assume this to be 3 hours, then this must end up becoming 2 hours. If this has to be 3 hours, then b plus 1 has to be 4, therefore b has to be 3. But if b is 3, then b minus 1 becomes 2 and this thing ends up becoming 6. Again, 3 plus 6 equals 9, not 5. So even this assumption is wrong. What if I assume that this thing is 2? Now if this thing is 2, this must be 3. Now if this thing is 2, this has to be 6. B plus 1 has to be 6. If b plus 1 has to be 6, then the value of b has to be 5. And if value of b has to be 5, b minus 1 has to be 4. And if b minus 1 has to be 4, 12 by 4 gets me 3. So basically अगर मैं यहाँ पे 2 hours suppose करता हूँ तो जो b की वैल्यू यहाँ पे 2 hours देगी उससे यहाँ पे 3 hours आ रहा है. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. From this I can directly say that this thing has to be 6, therefore b is 5. Not a very reasonable method, but this method works 99% of the time. Obviously, if you are learning it for the sake of learning mathematics, you would go in for quadratic. But we are solving this question not for the sake of learning mathematics, but for the sake of solving the paper. So as far as the objective paper is concerned, this is a nice technique to go in for while solving such गंदे वाला quadratic equations. और आपके पास boards and streams के questions में ऐसी questions बार बार नजर आएंगी. Try out this method once on your own and then let's move on to the next example. A boatman travels for 24 kilometers downstream and then 32 kilometers upstream in a total of 11 hours. Find the speed of the boat if the speed of the stream is 2 kilometers per hour. The first thing given to me in the question is that the time taken in downstream direction plus time taken in upstream direction adds up to 11 hours. So let us write that down. Downstream direction में जो time लगता है और जो upstream direction की journey में time लगता है, इसका sum हमें 11 hours दिया हुआ है. Furthermore, the speed of the stream is 2 kilometers per hour. Now, if I suppose the speed of the boat as b, from here I can say that the speed of the boat in downstream direction is going to be b plus 2 and the speed of the boat in upstream direction is going to be b minus 2. Next, my question says that the boatman travels for 24 kilometers downstream. Now, if downstream direction का speed b plus 2 है and distance traveled is 24 kilometers, can I say that the time taken in downstream direction will be 24 kilometers traveled with the speed of b plus 2? Then he travels 32 kilometers upstream. If speed of the boat in upstream direction is b minus 2 and he is traveling 32 kilometers, can I say time taken in the upstream direction will be 32 kilometers traveled with the speed of b minus 2? Now, downstream direction का time plus upstream direction का time adds up to 11 hours. Next, I have to solve this quadratic equation. अगर हमने पिछले क्वेश्चन में क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करने का जो हिट एंड ट्रायल मेथड डिस्कस किया गया था, अगर हमने उस मेथड को फॉलो किया है, देन वी कैन स्टार्ट बाय एज्यूमिंग वैल्यूज फॉर दिस पार्ट एंड दिस पार्ट. नाउ इन दोनों का सम 11 आवर्स होना चाहिए. Most of the students start the question by assuming the value to be 1 and 10, then 2 and 9. It is much more advisable to take the values which are closer together. So rather than supposing the value as 10 plus 1 equals 11, it is better to suppose the value as 5 and 6 adding up to 11. So let's try out the value 5 and 6. Can I divide 24 with any natural number value to get 5? Of course I can't. Can I divide 32 with any natural number value to get a 6? I can't. So for now I'm just leaving out this case. मैं 5 और 6 को b के लिए छोड़ रहा हूँ. Next, can I go in for something like, let's say 4 and 7? After all, 4 plus 7 also equals 11, so I can suppose the values to be 4 and 7. Now if 24 kilometers is to be covered to give 4 hours as the time taken, then b plus 2 has to be 6. If b plus 2 has to be 6, if this value has to be 6, then b has to be 4. And if b has to be 4, this b minus 2 will end up becoming 4 minus 2, which is 2. Now 32 divided by 2 gets me 16. Obviously यहाँ पे 7 आना चाहिए था, 16 आ रहा है, so ये भी acceptable set of values नहीं है. What if I check out the equation for value 3 and 8? Now 24 divided by what will give me the time as 3 hours? Of course 24 divided by 8 gets me the time as 3 hours. That means b plus 2 has been given to me as 8. Now if b plus 2 is 8, then b ends up becoming 6. If b ends up becoming 6, b minus 2 ends up becoming 4. Now 32 divided by 4 gets us 8. So I have established up to this point that the value of this time is 3 hours and the value of this time is 8 hours. Now if the value of this time is 3 hours, for that it is necessary that b plus 2 has to be 8. If b plus 2 has to be 8, from here I can directly say that the speed of the boat is 6 hours. A boatman travels a distance of 120 kilometers downstream and then turns back and rows upstream back to the starting point. If he takes a total of 11 hours and the speed of the stream is 2 kilometers per hour, find the speed of the boat. इस क्वेश्चन में मुझे अपस्ट्रीम डिस्टेंस और डाउनस्ट्रीम डिस्टेंस दोनों ही 120 किलोमीटर्स दिया हुआ है. ऑल्सो अपस्ट्रीम डिस्टेंस में जितना टाइम लगता है, जो डिस्टेंस 120 किलोमीटर्स का ट्रेवल करने में जितना टाइम लगता है अपस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन में, प्लस द टाइम टेकन इन डाउनस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन, द सम ऑफ दीज टू हैज बीन गिवन टू मी एज 11 आवर्स. सो लेट्स बिगिन द क्वेश्चन बाय वर्किंग ऑन दीज 11 आवर्स. सो टाइम टेकन इन डाउनस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन प्लस टाइम टेकन इन अपस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन हैज बीन गिवन टू मी एज 11 आवर्स. The speed of the river has been given to me as 2. Therefore, the speed of the boat in downstream direction is b plus 2 and the speed of the boat in upstream direction is b minus 2. डाउनस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन में 120 किलोमीटर्स ट्रेवल करने में जो टाइम लगेगा दैट विल बी 120 अपॉन b प्लस 2 और अपस्ट्रीम डायरेक्शन में 120 किलोमीटर्स ट्रेवल करने में जो टाइम लगेगा दैट विल बी 120 अपॉन b minus 2. नाउ दिस टाइम प्लस दिस टाइम एड्स अप टू 11. Again, I begin the question by simple hit and trial. What if this is 5 and this is 6? By the way, अगर मुझे इस चीज को 5 करना है, अगर मुझे इस चीज को 5 करना है तो 120 को किससे डिवाइड करना चाहिए? I must divide 120 with 24. If I divide 120 with 24, then I get 5. If I divide 120 with 24, then this thing ends up becoming 5 and b plus 2 ends up becoming 24. Now if b plus 2 is 24, then b has to be 22. If b has to be 22, b minus 2 ends up becoming 20. Now 120 by 20 gets me 6. I've got the question in the very first attempt. The speed of the boat is 22 kilometers per hour. Try imagining solving this question विदाउट दिस हैंडी टेक्निक. एक बार इसका पूरा क्वाड्रेटिक बनाकर खुद सॉल्व करने का कोशिश कीजिए एंड देन यू रियलाइज हाउ वंडरफुल एंड हाउ इजी दिस हिट एंड ट्रायल मेथड इज. अ बोटमैन ट्रेवल्स 3 kilometers upstream and then 5 kilometers downstream in a total of 105 minutes. If the speed of the boat in still water is 4.5 kilometers per hour, find the speed of the stream. The first thing given to me in the question is that the boatman is traveling a certain distance downstream as well as a certain distance upstream, and in totality he is taking 105 minutes. So the first thing that has been given to me is the equation of total time. So time taken in downstream direction plus time taken in upstream direction equals 105 minutes. Now most of the things in my question are either in kilometers per hour or in kilometers. So why to leave this 105 minutes in minutes? Let's convert that into hours. So अगर मुझे 105 मिनट्स को आवर्स में कन्वर्ट करना है तो आई नीड टू डिवाइड दैट विद 60. नाउ दिस इज नथिंग बट 5 times 21 एंड दिस इज नथिंग बट 5 times 12. 3 से कटिंग हो जाता है. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 7 by 4. So the equation for total time ends up becoming downstream time plus upstream time equals 7 by 4 of an hour. Next, what we have here is the speed of the boat given to me as 4.5 kilometers per hour. So the speed of the boat has been given to me as 4.5 kilometers per hour. What I don't have is the speed of the river. Let's assume the speed of the river to be r. Now if the speed of the boat is 4.5 kilometers per hour and I'm assuming the speed of the river to be r, from here I can say that the speed of the boat in downstream direction is going to be 4.5 plus r, and the speed of the boat in upstream direction is going to be 4.5 minus r. So that's your downstream speed, that's your upstream speed. What's the distance traveled in downstream direction? Well, my question says that the boatman travels 3 kilometers upstream and 5 kilometers downstream. So upstream की अगर हम बात करें तो upstream में वो 3 kilometers travel कर रहा है, obviously with the speed of 4.5 minus r, and downstream में वो 5 kilometers travel कर रहा है, obviously with the speed of 4.5 plus r. So this time plus this time equals 7 by 4. Now at this point you might be thinking यार इधर तो fraction बन गया, 7 by 4 के लिए कौन split करके solve करेगा? Let's just multiply the equation throughout with 4. What do I get then? 4 को अगर मैं throughout multiply कर दूं, so on my left hand side what I get is 20 divided by 4.5 plus r plus 12 divided by 4.5 minus r, and that shall give me 7. So again, this thing plus this thing equals 7. Let's start with the process of hit and try. Let me assume this thing as 3. Now if I'm dividing 20 by something, I should be getting 3, but can I get 3 by dividing 20 by something? Why don't I assume this to be 4? If I assume this to be 4, this will be 3. Never mind, the sum of the two will be 7. So I assume this to be 4. So for 20 has to be divided by something to get 4 r's. Obviously that something would be 5. So if 4.5 plus r is 5, from there I can say r equals 0.5. Now if r equals 0.5, this thing ends up becoming 4.5 minus 0.5 or perhaps 4. Now 12 divided by 4 gets me 3. So if I'm assuming this thing to be 4, this thing is ending up becoming 3. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. So that's the correct assumption that I'm making. The speed of the river is 0.5 kilometers per hour. Again, I'll reiterate the point which I've been saying from last 2-3 questions. Do understand and do practice the method of hit and try for solving such equations. A boatman travels 50 kilometers upstream and then 72 kilometers downstream in 9 hours. He can also travel 70 kilometers upstream and 90 kilometers downstream in 12 hours. Find the speed of the boat. In this question, I am given two cases. In the first case, the boatman is traveling 50 kilometers upstream and then 72 kilometers downstream, and the total time taken is 9 hours. In the second case, he is traveling 70 kilometers upstream but 90 kilometers downstream, and this time the total time taken is 12 hours. One thing which is not given to me is the speed of the boat or that of the river. So I begin the question by assuming the speed of the boat to be b and the speed of the river to be r. If I assume the speed of the boat to be b and that of the river to be r, I can say that the speed of the boat in the downstream direction is going to be b plus r, and the speed of the boat in the upstream direction is going to be b minus r. If I consider the case 1, in the first case, it is given to me that he travels 50 kilometers upstream and 72 kilometers downstream. अब अगर उसने 50 kilometers upstream travel करना है, तो can I say time taken to travel 50 kilometers upstream will be 50 upon b minus r? And if he has to travel 72 kilometers downstream, then the time taken to travel 72 kilometers downstream will be 72 upon b plus r. Obviously इन दोनों टाइम्स को ऐड करके जो टोटल टाइम हमारे पास आता है, that is 9 hours. This is the first case that is given to me in the question. In the second case that is given to me in the question, we have to travel 70 kilometers upstream. Now, if we choose to travel 70 kilometers upstream, then the time taken in upstream direction will be 70 upon b minus r. And after this, we are traveling 90 kilometers downstream. If we have to travel 90 kilometers downstream, the time taken to do so will be 90 upon b plus r. Obviously, the sum of these two times as per my given question is 12 hours. Now, what I have here are two equations in b and r. So, मेरे पास दो unknown quantities हैं b and r, and दो equations हैं both in b and r. I can solve these two equations simultaneously to solve or get the value of b and r, but that would be really a pain in ass. प्लीज एक्सक्यूज माई लैंग्वेज बट दैट वुड बी रियली वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग टू डू। अगर मैं ये दो इक्वेशंस को साइमल्टेनियसली सॉल्व करके बी और आर की वैल्यू को निकालने की कोशिश करूंगा, इट विल बिकम अ हेल लॉट ऑफ डिफिकल्ट कैलकुलेशन टू हैंडल। इंस्टेड we should try out solving these equations by hit and trial method that we have worked upon in last 3-4 examples. This plus this has to be 9. So the first thought that should be coming to our mind is that अगर मेरे पास दो times का sum 9 है, then I can begin the question or I can begin solving these equations by assuming this time to be 5 and this time to be 4. इस टाइम और इस टाइम का एडिशन 9 आवर्स था, तो मैंने इस टाइम को 5 आवर्स सपोज कर लिया और इस टाइम को 4 आवर्स सपोज कर लिया। अब अगर मैं इस टाइम को 5 आवर्स सपोज करता हूं, 50 वुड बी डिवाइडेड बाय व्हाट टू गेट मी 5 आवर्स? ऑफ कोर्स 10। सो अगर मैंने इस टाइम को 5 आवर्स सपोज किया है तो b माइनस आर का वैल्यू मेरे पास 10 आ जाता है। अगर मुझे इसे 4 सपोज करना है तो 72 को किस चीज से डिवाइड करना चाहिए कि यहाँ पे 4 आवर्स आ जाए? ऑफ कोर्स 18। सो b प्लस आर का वैल्यू मेरे पास 18 आ गया। At this point, we need to understand one thing very clearly. We have assumed the values here as 5 and 4. As a result, what we have in the form of b minus r and b plus r are not the actual values. These are assumed values or supposed values. मेरी assumptions के कारण b minus r and b plus r 10 and 18 आ रहे हैं. That might be incorrect. We'll have to check that. That might be incorrect. That's not the exact value. That's the supposed value. How do I check that? Well, I take these two values and I substitute them into this equation. If b minus r is 10, then can I say 70 divided by b minus r, which is of course 10, will give me 7 hours. And if b plus r is 18, then 90 divided by b plus r, which is 18, 90 divided by 18 will give me 5. Luckily, 7 plus 5 adds up to 12 hours. So from here, I can say that my assumption is correct. दिस माइट नॉट हैव बीन द केस। उस केस में मुझे वापस इस इक्वेशन के ऊपर आकर वैल्यूज को चेंज करना पड़ता, मैं कुछ और assumption लेता और फिर वहां से b प्लस आर एंड b माइनस आर की वैल्यू निकालता और वो b प्लस आर और b माइनस आर की वैल्यू को मैं सेकंड इक्वेशन में चेक करता। Yes, hit and trial does take up some extra time, but at the end of the day, it is still much easier to solve questions using hit and trial method than to actually solve those gande wala quadratic equations. Hopefully, we are following these 9 examples of boats and streams. With this, we end with the discussion on the chapter of boats and streams.